Hello, how are you? It's Rebecca from Angel Foods, and I'm changing it up this week. Normally, I start with 3 hellos. Hello, hello, hello. I've got to work out a better intro, but that's all good. Hi, guys. I like to start by asking people to let me know they can hear me. So if you're on this live video training on Google Plus or YouTube, if you come over to the website, angelfoods.net, angelfoods.net, bear with me. Alrighty, had that open another window and it started playing automatically. So I'm going to guess people can hear me because I can hear me. But over on the website, that's what I'm getting to. There is a chat box below this Google Plus Hangout, or this live streaming of a video, and there's a chat box below it. So this session, tonight's session, is all about a Q&A session, a question and answer time on anything about growing your cake business. But we like to get the chat box working for people, and people tapping away in there and asking me questions and telling me they can hear me to start with. So there is a chat box straight underneath this video on the angelfoods.net website page. Hit pause in there. So sometimes you need to hit refresh on the website page to get the chat box to work, and it's called Chat Wing. That's the name of the chat box. Excuse me, sometimes you have to log into a social media account to get it to work. I have had that problem before where people have to not been able to chat because you need to log into a social media account first. So please type in the box underneath this video that you can hear me. That would be rocking. And then, of course, because tonight is a Q&A session, 100%, please start asking questions because we'll get started on the training within a couple of minutes, probably about 2 minutes on my time. It's about 2 minutes to 8, and I like to get started bang on time. Normally, I always do a Q&A session, but I do that at an end of a live video training, and we've done a load of different topics from email marketing, blogging, website 101, the #1 biggest mistake what people are making on their websites, cakers are making on their websites, which over 98% of cakers are making. That was a really, really good video training. That one was really popular. And how to find more customers. That was another one of our topics. But we've been doing these live Q&As, or not live Q&As, live video trainings with a Q&A at the end for about 2 months now. I'll be doing it for another couple of months. So if people can chat in the chat box for me. That would be rocking. So I've just typed in the chat box. It said connect with Facebook, Twitter, and then gave a couple of other options. I hit Facebook, and then it connected up my Facebook to the chat box, and then it allowed me to type in them. So if you could go ahead and type in there to let me know you can hear me for one, and number 2, probably where you're listening in from as well. That would be rocking. All right, Crystal just typed in and said the chat box is a little bit delayed after reloading the 3rd time it worked. Okay, bless Chatwing. Hello everyone. Hi Crystal, thank you for being here, and Leanne's here as well. Hey Leanne, that's awesome. All right, so people are starting to be able to use chat box. It does detach the chat box as well. On the top right hand side you'll see 2 rectangles overlapping. It detaches it from the page so you can move it around. So whatever device you're viewing me from and viewing this Google Plus Hangout from. For example, if you're on a PC or a notepad or an iPad or iPhone, you can detach the chat box and put it side by side with the video if you want to, and that way you can, chat away while you're watching me. All right, so about 1 more minute and we're going to get started. Tonight isn't a training session. Tonight I thought I'd do something different and do a live Q&A session. Normally I do a Q&A, question and answer session at the end of the training, but tonight I thought I'd do 100% questions answered. So a little bit shorter training tonight. You might hear I'm a bit croaky. I've got a little bit of a cold, nothing major, more man flu than anything. I got it from a colleague, which is just fantastic. And we go to court tomorrow for custody issues, which there's never a good time to get sick, really, is there? But anyway, that's a part of living. So yeah, please start asking your questions in the box below. And about 1 minute, probably half a minute, I'll get started because I do value your time. I really, really appreciate you showing up and you being here. And taking time out of your day, really. All right, some ideas of what we can talk about and what you want to ask me questions on. One is how to start a cake business and the legalities and the numbers and what's actually involved in the nitty-gritty details of starting up. Another ideas or suggestions for what you could ask me tonight would be how to get customers, how to market and advertise with very small budget or limited budget, customer service, how to get more orders every week, how to get consistent income and multiple income streams. We can also cover questions about websites. So websites is one of my favorite things, but so is email marketing, really, and marketing in general. I have so many favorite things. It's like a rainbow layer cake. You can't just love the one color. It's all of them combined that makes the magic. Websites, so types of websites, how to build one, how much it'll cost, how to get orders from your website, what platform to use, how to blog, how to get Google ranking, how to start a list, search engine optimization. So that's under the website banner. What else could we talk about? Email marketing. That's another one of my favorite things, but I've got many. You can ask me about Cake Business School, or you can ask me about Facebook advertising, social media, Instagram, Twitter, all the others. Oh, hey, Maria, you made it. Oh, I'm so glad. Thank you, Maria. Oh, that's right. I was just chatting to you in the, which one's group? Oh, that's the Hobby and Professionals group. I love that group. It's such a great group. Stacey Green started that one, and she has 2 people help her. A chick from Mackay, now I can't remember her name. And the other girl, I've forgotten her name as well. She makes fantastic edible flowers. They help admin that group. Such a great group. All right, so Nat and Lisa, thank you. Nat's in Mackay, Nat Askew, and Lisa, can't remember her last name, but that's all right, that doesn't matter. Yeah, she makes fantastic edible flowers. I think she does teaching now as well. And I'm like, oh my God, you must be part of Cake Business School and help people with edible flowers. I actually never got into edible toppers. Fondant is not my strong point whatsoever. Excuse me, I apologize. I'll be doing that a lot. Fondant, not my strong point. So my skill set and my strong set is I trained in a bakery, and there's a lot of slabs and a lot of mock cream and fresh cream and a lot of piping. No fondant cakes. So when I started my business, it was more buttercream stuff, and people kept, of course, asking for fondant because it's so incredibly popular. And it took me about a year to start taking those orders, and I learned from YouTube. I love YouTube. It's a great teacher. And edible toppers are like far down on my list of my natural skill set and what I find easy to do. I can do some like basic teddy bears. That's the extent of it. And not only that, I don't enjoy it. There's like, some people love a challenge of something new, and that's their thing, and they just, get naturally good at it or get better from practice. Same as anything, the more you practice, the better you will get. That is a guarantee. But not for fondant. I just want to, I don't know, shoot myself in the foot. I kind of want to eat it all. while I'm playing with it. So that's not a healthy thing either. Nikki, hi Nikki, good to have you here. All right, so like I've said at the beginning, this is a live Q&A session. So questions and answers. If you've got questions, please type them in the chat box. I'd say it'd be a good boring Q&A time if there's no questions, but you know what? I've learned that I can just talk and keep talking. So if you don't have questions or you're just happy for me to do an impromptu training, I can cover two subjects I was thinking about today if people didn't have specific questions for me. One of them could be about starting a cake business, so startups being, you know, the legalities of starting it up, registration, food, registering a business name, food licensing, ABN, insurance, and what you need to know when you're starting up. Another topic would be Facebook advertising that I haven't covered before in one of these training sessions, which I don't know that many people have actually done a Facebook advertising campaign before, and I've always wanted to do a training for it. So if you guys have a preference for one of those topics, either startups or Facebook advertising, I can get straight into that, or start bombarding me with questions, or if you have any questions about growing a cake business. So tonight is I was aiming for a live question and answer time to see if, people have questions for me. Oh, excuse me. All right. Facebook advertising. Oh, I'm so glad you said that, Maria. I think I'm going to go with that. I'm going to do Facebook advertising, and I'm going to screen share because I love a good screen share and seeing exactly what is behind the scenes. All right, so what I'm going to need to do is I'm just going to need to swap screens around, so bear with me momentarily. Where are we? Okay, yep. I'll just go to my home screen, and now I'm going to flick the screen around. Screen share, and I believe it's this one. Let's go with that. All right, so you should be able to see my Facebook page. If you could just type in the chat box to let me know you can, that would be rocking. So Maria has advertised before when doing wedding cakes. Awesome. I get the clicks and likes, but lots of unlikes too, which I don't understand. I don't understand either, to be honest. I'll think about it. All right, and Charles come in and said, I'd like some more information about marketing and market research. If somebody can tell me they can see my screen, my Facebook page, that would be brilliant, please. More information about marketing and market research. How so, Charles? What do you mean by that? Because marketing, in all honesty, is a very broad subject. It essentially means how you actively promote your business and what you do and how you help people and what you have to sell. Oh, thank you, Maria. And market research to me means seeing what competitors are out there. So is there something particular that you mean about those two, Chart? Or are you meaning more so in the beginning? Hey, Leanne. All right. Let me see. All right, we're on the Facebook page. Let me see. Hope. Now, see, I've got a couple of Facebook pages open, I think. No, I should just have the one, Google Chrome. Yeah, all right, should be this one. All right, so this is my personal Facebook page. And when I go to do Facebook advertising, I go to the Facebook Ads Manager. And where I find that is the top right-hand side, there's the drop-down arrow. I click on that. And down here underneath the pages, groups, there's then ads. There's create ads, and manage ads. If you've never created an ad before, it will probably just have the create ads. I've had ads before, so I can click manage ads. So that means I can go in and see how my ads are currently doing if they're running. I'm going to click on that for a sec, just so you can see what it looks like in there. And it takes a moment to load the ad manager. All right, just going back to the questions. Charles says, I'm preparing my business proposal, so I'm looking at everything. What is a business proposal for? Because most people, well, not most people, but I've heard of like business plans for when people are seeking finance, especially from financial institutions such as a bank. And that's when you do like a SWOT analysis: strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. So that's when you look at competitors and what they do and their pricing and such things. What country are you in, Char? That might help me as well. And somebody else wants to know about advertising and growing a cake business. You go through a NICE program. So NICE, I have heard of that before. So that's not the grants that were, they closed a couple of months ago. All right, I'll come back to your questions. Let's do a quick bit of training on Facebook advertising. All right. This is what my, I suppose, Facebook advertising manager dashboard looks like. That was a lot of words, but this is kind of like the main screen or dashboard that I can look at to see things. And what I can see is top left is manage ads, then I've got account settings, then I've got billing, there's a power editor, and then there's tools along the top. For the most part, I use the manage ads. Obviously, at the beginning, you'll be prompted to set up your account and your billing, being how you pay for Facebook advertising. I pay for mine via PayPal, so it takes the money automatically. When I set up a Facebook advertising, there is no minimum. Well, there'll be a minimum of, let's say $5. But there's no maximum. You don't put an ad on and Facebook goes and spends $1,000 in one day. You literally set up an ad to spend what you want to spend over what period of time. You can set a start date and stop date at say $10 per date, or you can set an ad budget for $100. Once the $100 is spent, Facebook will not take any more ads. What I love most about Facebook advertising is you can target your ads. So when somebody sets up their personal profile on Facebook, they actually give Facebook a lot of information willingly and freely. So for example, where they live, what age they are, what sex they are, what they're interested in, what they're not interested in, and their relationship status, etc. So for example, if you specialize in wedding cakes and you want more wedding cakes, you can target 2 females who have become engaged in your area. That is really, really good information, really highly targeted data that you can create a Facebook ad that goes directly in front of those people and nobody else. Can you see from that one example how cost-effective Facebook advertising is? Because if you're really highly targeting, you're going to get cheaper clicks because you're doing it well, and you're more likely to get orders as well. You're going to get people that are going to follow through on that advertising as long as it's done, pretty well. So for example, I'm going to show you how to create an ad quite quickly because I do need to do another one. You can see in the last couple of days I've been spending some money. I've been promoting a free startup checklist on how to start a cupcake business, and I've got 3 current active campaigns. So these have got green dots and they're active. And these ones below, I've got a lot of other ads below here. They're not currently delivering, so they're not green. Even though these blue switches are on, they're not delivering. And it's got the dates from when I was advertising it and the amount spent. So you can see on this ad, I've got $32 spent. That one's got $19 spent. This one's got $11 spent. And it's got the results and whatnot as well. Let me think. All right, I might go and show you how to create an ad, and then we'll come back here and look at some results of a couple of days advertising that I've got here. All right, to create an ad, it's top right hand side, this green button, create ad. Excuse me. All right, so down the left hand side, there's An ad is a campaign. It's just Facebook users. And there's campaign objective. Then there's an ad set. So you create a set of ads or multiple sets of ads. You can put the audience in there, so you're targeting in there, and your budget and schedule in here as well. And then this one's new here, media, text, and links. Choose your objective. Yeah, I haven't seen them before, but we'll go through that anyway. All right, so your options. You can boost when you put a post on your business Facebook page and it has a boost button. I don't ever recommend doing that. I recommend coming in here to the manager to do that, because you can target in here. You can't target from any other area. So you can boost one of your posts. You can promote your page, being your Facebook page for likes. You can send people to your website, increase conversions on your website. So for example, if you've got a shopping cart, and then it's got apps, and get video views. If you sell video tutorials, for example, and you've got a video up on your page and you want to get more people viewing your video, that would be a really awesome example. I'm going to do actually video views. I've got that free checklist I was telling you about. I was going to do a quick 30 seconds to 60-second video, introducing myself to people and inviting them to come get free 11-tip checklist on how to start a cake business, because the videos convert better than text. And photos convert better than text. And then the next one that converts, it's text, then photos with text convert better, and then videos with text convert the best. All right, hopefully that makes sense. So the ones I use most are boosting my post, or I don't ever promote my page. My page, my business page, that would only be to get Facebook likes, and likes doesn't equal a sale. I don't put value on likes. What is more important is getting a sale, and how you do that is either boosting your post with a call to action. So a call to action would be to get them to contact you, or send people to your website. Now, why it's important, well, not why it's important, but sending people to your website, it needs to have a goal in mind. Remember that you need to collect people's email addresses on your website for this to be really, really effective. Because remember, only 2% of website traffic will contact you for the first time they hit your website. The other 98% will navigate away, and what you want to do is contact their email addresses. I've spoken a lot about this before. That is, it's email marketing 101. I've done video training on that before, and the recording for that is in Cake Business School for enrolled students. Crystal's my virtual assistant. She helps me out. Crystal, if you could pop the link for Cake Business School in the chat box, please. That's where you'll find training on email marketing and how to collect email addresses from your website. I've got all the video tutorials in there for you. All right, but let's do a send people to your website. All right, so I clicked on it and gave me a drop down, and I can either paste in a URL here, or it had it in here already because I'm already promoting it. And I'm sending people to my free 11 tips checklist. And then it says Facebook pixel. You can now create 1 pixel for tracking, optimizing, and remarketing. I don't do Facebook pixels. You can do it and you can research it. I personally don't. And that's because my email database system tracks people for me, where they come from. So I know that they've come from Facebook advertising, essentially. All right, now I click the next button, being set audience and budget. I'm just going to go to the chat box. Just to check people are cool. All right, Maria says the screen goes blurry when I scroll. All right, I'll be careful not to scroll very fast. Thanks, Maria. All right, beautiful. There's some questions there. I'll come back to them at the end. All right, beautiful. Thanks so much for popping that link in there, Crystal. All right, so now I'm in the juicy bit of Facebook advertising, where you target your market. All right. Choosing a custom audience, would be if I've saved a particular audience before. So let's say, for example, newly engaged females between the ages of 20 and 50 in the Toowoomba area, and I've saved that list before. I can pick it up again, but here's how you create a list. You can choose a location. Now I want you to get uber specific. I've seen that many cake businesses advertising on Facebook for the whole of Australia, and their businesses, let's say in Brisbane, there is no point advertising to Perth to sell cakes. No point whatsoever. You can choose your country, but you can also choose a state, and you can choose a city, and you can choose surrounding areas. So yeah, this is where you just start typing in. So let's say it is Brisbane. I start typing Brisbane and I'll wait for the drop down to show up. Brisbane, Queensland, Australia, and click on it. All right, now I'm only targeting Brisbane. If I accidentally clicked on something, let's say Adelaide, and I don't want it there anymore, I've then got a cross. All right, hopefully it's not too blurry for you. So I cross them off. All right, so for my particular ad, I want Australia. Australia, beautiful. Because I'm advertising my 11 tips checklist, I'm going to do that, yeah, to Australian and New Zealand. I'm going to go. Beautiful. All right, now I can select the age. You can select minimum. What I want you to remember for the minimum is you want, if it's for somebody ordering cakes from you, think about your target market, how old they are, and think about who actually pays for it. So you might sell children's cakes, but you don't target the children. You're targeting the mums with credit cards, right? You're not targeting necessarily 18-year-old. It might be more of a 22-year-old. And then think about the top end of the market. How often do people 60s order from you online? Not very many. So the most people that are on Facebook are up to the age of 50. So I usually go to about 22 or 25 years old, somebody with a credit card, up to about 50-year-old. Now you can choose men, women, or both. I choose women because they are my target market, people that enjoy cake decorating and might be interested in starting a cake business. And for the most part, yours will be too, because the women have the purse strings, women spend the money, women order the cakes, right? All right, now you can enter a language. So let's say, well, I'm just going to keep it simple. For me, it's English. I am not selling to Spanish people who speak predominantly Spanish. Yeah, I think I said that right. I apologize if I didn't. It gives 3 options: English all, English UK, English US. I just put all of them in because let's say people in Australia, they've accidentally on Facebook selected English US. I choose the 3 of them. It's anyone with English. All right. Now, this is where it gets even more targeted. All right. You can add demographics, interests, or behaviors. So again, going back to that example of somebody who is engaged, they might be, they might love wedding magazines. So that wedding magazine, I'll just start typing wedding dress, and you can select that. You can select somebody who engaged, somebody who is part of a bridal expo, and you put in the name of the bridal expo. So for example, back to my, so let's go back to my example. I'm targeting people who are interested in cake decorating. I'm going to put in cake decorating and see what comes up. All right, and then I can click on that and it gives me that option. All right, so how I can see what that means. So cake decorating is a Facebook page. So you can target any particular Facebook business page as long as it's of a certain number. The really small ones, this Facebook algorithm won't find them. So just to be aware of that. So if I hold my cursor on top of the cake decorating, it says there's 12 million people who are interested in cake decorating. And now on the right-hand side, it gives me a gauge of how many people or potential reach I have with this Facebook ad. So it's saying for the location of Australia and New Zealand, for females who are 22 to 50-year-old who speak English, who are interested in cake decorating, that's 270,000 people. Not bad, hey? All right, I'm going to cross that. I'm going to think about it a bit further. So I can choose from demographics or interests, behaviors, or more categories. I can just type away. Yeah, I'm just going to type in there pages that I know of. There are people that like chocolate, people like cooking, buttercream, people that are stay-at-home mums. Stay-at-home mum. All right, that one says fewer than 1,000 people over here, so that one's a small one. I know there's another website called SHHM. I'll click on that, see what numbers it gives me. Select at least one location. I'm sure I have. It's got locations. It's not registering that one. I was saying 27,000 people. Let's see who else. Stay-at-home mums. I'm going to put learn cake decorating. And the cake and decorating online. All right, this is looking good. It says reach of 13,000 people for people in Australia. Usually for a Facebook ad, I aim for between 100 and 200,000 people. So that's quite a small amount. So I might go buttercream. Yeah, and now it's up to 55,000 people. So I can keep going with that, but you're seeing the example. I can add a connection type so they can be connected to my Facebook page. So for example, if you've got a lot of Facebook likes and you know they're good likes, you can do an ad specifically to your Facebook people. So let's say a Christmas deal, Valentine's deal. You can target your ad to people who like your page only. Or you can target people who are friends of people who like your page. Or you can specifically exclude people who like your page. So let's say they're on your email list and you've already sent that Christmas deal through the email list. So you want to exclude them. So you're only targeting people who are new leads. All right, and you can save that audience here and give it a name, and that's how you can use that again later. How much do you want to spend? You can choose a daily budget or a lifetime budget. Daily budget being, $10 a day, a beginning date, end date, or indefinitely. Or you choose a lifetime budget being, $100 and then beginning date, end date. So I usually do a daily budget of $10, especially in the beginning. I do split testing. I put a couple of images up and I see which ones convert better. So you can run ad set continuously starting today, or you can tick this one, set a start and end date. Okay, if you're concerned that you're going to forget to turn it off. I always remember to turn mine off, so I always run it continuously. All right, seeing optimizing and bidding has changed, but whatever essentially Facebook recommends, I leave Facebook to decide. So it's going to bid automatically. It's going to let Facebook set the bid that gets the most link clicks at the best price. That was a mouthful. And when you get charged, there's more options here. You can run ads all the time and you can choose the standard, but essentially that is all I do. Now I can choose ad creative and put the pretty pictures in there. So choose ad creative. You can choose a single image or a video. So I'm going to choose a single image. I don't actually like those multiple images that have come out in the last couple of weeks. I think they look a bit, I don't know, a bit clunky or something. So I've clicked a single image. and what creative I'd like to use in the ad. So here I select an image, and you can, or you can select a video over here. So selecting an image, you can add up to 6 images, and why you'd want to do that is actually while you're split testing, while you're testing out several different ads, you're going to see which one converts better. Converting being that you get clicks, or that you get contact form filled out, or they get orders. You're going to be able to tell from these Facebook ads. So I'm going to just go find some photos. Angel Foods, photos, advertising. We'll go here. All right, and I click add more photos, and all right, so I've got 3 photos uploaded there. Like I said, you can add up to 6 to see which one gets more clicks. And then you can connect a Facebook page. So whether it's Cake Business School, whether it's one of my other business pages. This one's actually for Cupcake Business in a Box. I've got a special promo or package deal running up to the 31st of December for Cupcake Business in a Box. It's my ebook that I wrote a couple of years ago, and it's got a video tutorial library with that one and whatnot. You can actually now add an Instagram account with this as well, because Facebook has bought Instagram. They're kind of connecting the 2 advertising platforms. So you can do Instagram advertising in here, just to confuse you further. All right, and now you can add your headline. So you can see the headline, free 11 tips checklist, which is underneath the photo here. So you can change that sales copy there. Sales copy being the words over here in the checklist, but I'm going to leave that one there. And then for the text, grab your free 11 tip checklist on how to start cake business, and it's easier than you think. It might help if I put the number 11 there. All right, I've put too many characters, so I'm going to take out that one. And then you can choose a call to action button. So at each stage that you're changing stuff, it's going to show you a preview of it over here. So Cupcake Business is in the box. Sorry, Cupcake Business in a Box is the Facebook page that I'm advertising. It's got the like page button. It's saying sponsored because it's an ad. That sales copy I just wrote in there. Grab your free 11 tip checklist on how to start a cake business. Got one of the photos, and it's got the free 11 tip checklist. Shouldn't have Angel Foods done that, but I will. Choose a call to action button. Shop now, book now, learn more, sign up, download, watch more, apply now, contact us. Let's go with download, because it is a downloadable PDF. And then it's got the download button here on the screen now. All right, and then it says down here, show advanced options. So clicking here, it says newsfeed link description. Tell people why they should come to your site. This is an extra 200 characters, which I highly recommend you use. I'm just going to grab some sales copy, being some words over from another another website page, and I'm going to paste that in here. Alrighty, make sure it fits. All right, now it fits. Beautiful. And you're going to see how it's gone faded. Now it's adding those extra words in there. So make sure you use that extra section. It's like gold. It's Facebook advertising gold. Now the options for advertising is the desktop newsfeed. That's a really good place. I always advertise there. Then there's a mobile newsfeed, which everyone's on their mobile. I'm going to leave that there. There's a desktop right column. I don't advertise in there because I believe people are less likely to click on the right-hand side of the desktop. There's audience network. That's new, but I remove it. I don't do that. And Instagram advertising, I remove that as well. So all I'm advertising in is the newsfeed, the desktop and the mobile. So again, I'm getting more and more targeted with my with my order. And now I can hit review order or place order. And I click place order. Now what happens now is that's sent to Facebook for approval. And they then ding me, email me when that's approved and when it starts taking money out. I can create a similar ad, copy it, and slightly tweak some sales copy or tweak an image or images, try different images, or I can just hit continue and go back to my manager. Thank you for advertising. We're making sure it meets our ad guidelines. Typically, they take 24 hours. It can, especially on weekends, but usually they do it quite quickly now, so say about an hour, but expect up to 24 hours. All right, so it's got pending review for this ad. So I'm going to go back to my managing ads. So remember, I'm advertising to a website page. And that's something I highly recommend. Even selling cakes. Yes, I sell information, but selling cakes, you want to have one primary goal and one call to action. And I'm going to suggest to you the best one is to get them on the email list. All right, so you have a bit of a title, a bit of a description what people get, and you get people to enter their name and email address. And then I happen to give a little bit extra saying, who I am, what I'm about, and what they're going to, the 3 best things, the biggest things they're going to get in this freebie. Okay. So any type of website hit, if it's to your website, you're going to want them to sign up to an email list and give them something of value in exchange for that. So for example, for engagement, it could be a free sample day. It can be a free voucher. It can be a free, something extra that you can give on top of free delivery with an extra order, for example. All right, how you can read this information. So there's a campaign name, so they're separated. It tells you that it's active, and then you can see the results. If you hover over the information button, it says results, the number of actions as a result of your ad. The results you see here are based on your objective. Learn how to report on your ads. So my objective isn't to get them to the website. All right, so it's saying I've got 50 post engagements for this ad. This one is saying I've got 26 website clicks, and this one says I've got 7 post engagements. So the 7 post engagement isn't very good, that ad, and I've currently spent $12 on it. So I'm probably going to turn that one off, and how I can turn that off is simply by flicking that switch, and it's now inactive. All right, and now I can concentrate on a better acting or converting ads, and I'm looking to those details further. So for example, I can click on this one and it'll take me to the next page, being what's actually in that ad. So on the 4th of December, I had 8 results. 5th of December, 25 results. And then 6th of December, 17 results, which obviously we're still, it might be on American time as well. So the 2 different ads. So I'm scrolling down, there's 2 different ads here. Post engagement, post engagement. I can't actually remember from the top of my head what was 2 differences was. So I'm going to click on it and click on it again. I'm trying to see what the ad looked like, and it's not really showing me. Maybe I'm pressing the wrong one. Here we go. All right, I'll press the top bit. All right, this one, it says I can see the post here. If I click on that, it's going to open it in a new window. So this is the post that I've boosted in the Facebook Ads Manager. Again, free checklist, how to start in 11 easy steps. Here you get it from. There's my graphic. That says add new row edit. That's a bit ugly. All right, I should fix that. But that's okay. That's part of split testing. You got to test it to then tweak it and change it and fix it. All right, and I've had 11 shares and 2 people commenting. Beautiful, and it's reached 4,500 people. So there's some more data for me. If I go back, not sure if this is the same post. Yeah, so that one's the same post. So it must be two different posts that I have that I've done Facebook advertising around. I've probably changed my target marketing in there. I have to look into it further, and that'll be down here in my targeted information. Oh, yeah. So this one was for people interested from My Cupcake Addiction. So that's our YouTube channel. Whereas the other one, I targeted different people within it. So I do a split test for about 4 days, and then I go back and review all the information, and then I go and turn off any ads that aren't converting, and then I go up my spending on the ones that are converting really well. All right, so I'm going to go to the chat box to see if anyone has any questions about Facebook advertising. And I'll show you, otherwise I'll flip the screen around to me and I'll answer all those questions in the chat box. There was heaps of questions last time I checked quickly, and Crystal was answering them, which is brilliant. I've just got to hit refresh. So I can see the chat box that goes idle or some jazz. Should be back on me. How exciting. I'm learning this new technology, I suppose, so it's not what's the word? Not second nature, I suppose, to me. I still have to concentrate on what I'm clicking on. All right, beautiful. Crystal's been helping some people. So if you've got questions on Facebook ads, let me know. I'm going to go back to the beginning of all the questions, see what I can help with. All right. Oh, we had more people arrive too. Fleur's here. Hey, Fleur. And Maria made it. Oh. All right. So Maria had asked, said that she does Facebook advertising around wedding cakes, gets the clicks and likes with a lot of unlikes. There was a couple of times that Facebook did a bit of a purge, being that it decided that anyone that had a deactivated Facebook account or hadn't been active for 6 months, they were going to cancel all their likes. And they did that, I think, twice, and that could have been at the same time, Maria. That's the only thing I can think of with why you had less likes. Because I lost about 500 likes off the Cupcake Business in a Box Facebook page when I was about 5,000. But that happened at the time, and I did hear about it. All right. Other questions I've got in here. So Char says she's going through the NICE program and has to do up business proposals. I honestly don't know much about the NICE program and what they're specifically looking for. It sounds to me like it's a business plan, and they can be quite in-depth documents. Normally people want them for funding and for NICE, and then also for banks and getting loans for financial institutions. There are loads of templates out there for how to fill out or how to create a business plan or a business proposal. Probably even with the NICE words in there, there'll probably be templates out on Google. I highly recommend Googling it. I have studied small business management before, and part of it will also be a SWOT analysis, SWOT, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats. So strengths being what your strengths are, and weaknesses what your weaknesses are. Opportunities such as, you know, where you can see a gap in the market and what your point of difference is and what your unique selling point is and what your niche is. And threats would be competition for the most obvious part, or, you know, if you live out of town or things like that. In regards to filling one out, you can obviously get people to help you with it, or DIY it. That's usually the only options that there are. I can't say it's my strength. I do really well at templates. And if you do want help, I can do that. but email me, rebecca@angelfoods.net, ANGELFOODS. All right, let me go back to the questions. Okay, and you're in Bunbury, Western Australia, so in Australia. All right, so yeah, email me, Char, and I'll do the best I can to help you and find templates, okay? All right, Amber said, I've recently started selling via Etsy, sorry. For some reason the chat box flicks to the bottom if I sit idle too long. So if I've got any tips on getting likers to turn into buyers, that would be great. Had 109 views and 1 sale. That sounds pretty good in all honesty, Amber. I see Crystal put that down recently as well, and you are part of Cake Business School. I just completed some training, Cake Business School, more on startups than getting a sale. But I know some people with Etsy shops, so I will, I'll write that down. Etsy likers into sales. Yeah, I'll research that further and I'll do a blog post or something like that for you, okay, Amber? Beautiful. And Crystal suggested as well in Cake Business School, there's the target market module as well, which is like we're talking with Facebook advertising, really nutting out who your target market is. That's exactly what that module in Cake Business School is for. Beautiful. Thanks for putting that link in there, Crystal. All right. All right, and then yes, so some people were asking about how to market and advertising a a cake business, especially startups. Crystal popped a link in the box on free advertising and marketing for a cake business. There's a list of 20 ideas in there, and they're uber popular. I did them myself, and the top 3 ones that I did over and over again, and I had the greatest results from, was doing markets, selling wholesale, taking custom cake orders. And I did the 3 of them over and over and over again, and that is how I got so ridiculously busy. That's how I, franchised in 9 months in business. That's how I made over $40,000 per year. So doing the markets, that can mean, expos and shows and festivals and farmers markets and anything that you can think of, showing up, giving away free samples and collecting people's contact details, being, get them to enter a competition, you get their name and email address and their birthdays in their family. Selling wholesale, that's to cafes and restaurants. There's wholesale orders, it's guaranteed income per week or per fortnight or how often. And a really good income stream. And then custom cake orders being, birthday cakes, anniversary cakes, christening cakes, engagement, etc. The combination of those 3 income streams gave me the consistent income. So head over to that list of free marketing and advertising. There's other ideas in there, such as advertising in school newsletters. It's either free or virtually free. It's like $10 per month, or childcare newsletters. There's loads of ideas over there. All right. And then I've got Crystal shared that link. Thank you, Crystal, for the Etsy shop training. So there's actually a beginner's guide to starting a successful Etsy shop. That's in Cake Business School. Thanks, Crystal. Can't do that on Facebook, can you? So Maria was asking about, you can't do that on Facebook, can you? I'm not sure what that means, so I'll just keep reading. So not everyone is your target market. So yes, on Facebook you can target your specific people. It probably became obvious more through the training, Maria. But if you've got any more questions, please let me know at the bottom of the chat box, or you can email me as well, rebecca@angelfoods.net. Okay. Okay, that is what you meant. So yeah, I covered that in the Facebook advertising, that yeah, you don't want to advertise to blokes because they're not going to spend money on cakes. So automatically you're targeting your Facebook advertising. It's going to be cost cheaper per click because you're targeting it so well and getting more clicks. Facebook actually rewards you. If you do Facebook advertising badly, being don't get many clicks and conversions. They're actually going to charge you more because you're not doing well. So that's how that one works. All right. Let's see what other questions we've got. Maria was asking, has it reached 4,500 people in the last few minutes? Was that Cupcake Business in a Box likers, Maria? I'm not sure if that's what you mean. No, Cupcake Business in a Box has been around for about 3 years. So those likes have come around in 3 years. For each time that I do Facebook advertising, that ups the likes. I'm not sure, Maria, but you said, I have friends who have liked my page and I questioned them recently because it was showing that they haven't liked it, but they said when they look at my page, it shows that they've liked it. A couple of options it could be. It could be like a glitch in the Facebook algorithms, or it's just showing up incorrectly on their news feed. Another possibility, they haven't looked, so it could be lying. No, that sounds terrible. I don't know whether they're lying or not. It could be because they've liked your page previously, possibly unliked and then liked it again. It might be showing them up as unliked. I'm not sure, to be honest. You're most welcome, Amber. Amber just said, thanks, Rebecca. Maria's saying, I wonder if it's because if people don't comment on your page often, they don't receive notifications, therefore it unlikes them because they don't comment. Facebook shouldn't be unliking them for not commenting unless, I've only heard of those 2 situations or 2 times they'd any accounts that had not been used in 6 months, it was unliking all of their likes. So unless they don't use their account at all, which I'm guessing is not the case because you're in regular contact with them and you'd see them on Facebook yourself. I'm not sure, like Facebook, essentially at the end of the day, it's a online platform and it's not perfect. Nothing is. I suppose it's using it in the best context that you can. Like I remember the beginning of Facebook, let's say probably 4 or 5 years ago, and business pages were free, and it showed all of your posts to all of your likers, and then Facebook got floated on the public exchange, so people could buy shares in Facebook, and then they started paid Facebook advertising. Within a couple of months, your reach and engagement went from 100% down to 5%. It was 5 to 10%. Now it's like less than 5%. So less than 5% of people who like your feed see your posts. And some people, scream injustice, saying, that's not fair. At the end of the day, Facebook is a business and they're doing very, very well out of it. So touche to them. We are in business to be a business. They're not in business to be a charity. And for them to do it well, they've also given us some really great marketing strategies for us to be able to target our market really well. So for example, a Facebook ad where you target, let's again use the engaged couple, engaged woman example. You spend $10, you should have at least 2 inquiries. You should get at least 1 order if you're following up on your customers inquiring, giving customer service. 1 order, 1 wedding cake. How much profit's in that? I would suggest $200, at a minimum, and that's from a $10 ad. That's genius. That's genius, and that's just obviously giving a low example of a conversion rate. I would expect more, in all honesty. Now imagine spending $50 in peak wedding season or engagement season. How many orders can you get from $50? You'll be getting well over $1,000 profit. So that's why I'm a big fan of Facebook advertising. I love giving Facebook my money because Facebook gives me money in return, being that I can reach my target market, I can help more people start a cake business or grow a cake business. And that's a really powerful thing, in all honesty. What was that new campaign that I just set up, Maria? That was a, let me go check for you. Create ad. There was two main types that I use. One is boosting my posts, but I do that within Facebook Manager. And the second was sending people to my website. So they're the two main ones that I use. And I'd say like over 95% of the time. I'm going to be trying to get video views next. That will be, I'll let you know how I go on that one. I've never done that one before, but obviously videos convert really well, and we see more and more of it on our Facebook news feeds. All right. Charles was asking what other types of advertising do I recommend? That's a good question. Okay, so print media being magazines and newspapers, I have not had very good results. I've heard a couple of other people say they do get good results from it. I think it would depend on the publication and what kind of like bonuses you get from it. But from say like a local newspaper, I tried a couple of times, spent a couple hundred, had 0 conversions. Not even 0 conversions, I had 0 inquiries. I can't convert, you know, an inquiry into a sale if I don't have an inquiry, essentially. So I don't put value in print media advertising. That's myself personally and not in my experience. I would much rather spend that $100 on Facebook ads. Advertising, school newsletters and childcare newsletters. They'd be the only other two that I would recommend. Main reasons being it's highly targeted, mums are looking at that, guaranteed, and 2, they're ridiculously cheap, usually $3 or $10 in Australia. This is what I'm talking about. Advertising, radio, I don't recommend radio advertising. Google ads is another option, but I've never actually played with Google ads. It's like learning something new, like how to build a website. It's just something else ginormous to learn. When I learned Facebook advertising, it just worked so brilliantly for what I needed it for. So yes, Google ads probably is good, but I don't think it can get as targeted. I'm pretty sure it can't, to be honest, as targeted as Facebook advertising, because like I said, we give Facebook our information so freely and willingly, and then we can target off it. So let's say, for example, you're into fishing and you sell a fishing course on how to fish better. You can target, you know, the 2 main magazines in the industry, like Bush and Beach Fishing Magazine and Queensland Fishing Monthly. Like, you're just in people's face exactly who you need to be, when you need to be, saying what you need to say, you know, without, you know, spamming your own email newsletter, for example. So yes, you have, you know, email subscribers, and let's say you send them out your Christmas deal. But you don't want to spam them being daily, say, hey, order from me, hey, order from me. It could be, hey, one sale email. It could be next week sending them a photo of those Christmas deals. And again, that's gently reminding them of, you know, those Christmas deals. And then there could be a Facebook ad in their news feed, spending $10 to $20, which you've targeted to your email list. So I am banging on about Facebook advertising a bit, but that's what tonight training was about. So that's what I'm kind of in the mindset for. But advertising wise, not spending money on ads, I recommend more marketing and networking. So say, for example, you're wanting more wholesale orders, cafes and restaurants, what I recommend to get them is to go out and ask for those orders. Being that you walk into a cafe, you know, with some leaflets, a wholesale price list, wholesale product range, and a business card, and how they can contact you. Say, hey, I'd really love to offer you some free samples. Are you interested in stocking my, you know, freshly baked goodies, let's say gluten-free goodies, on your shelves? And you have a chat to them, because the only way you're going to get that order is by walking in, not even by a phone call, because people usually are really, really busy in cafes and restaurants. And you need to be talking to the owner or head chef. And then that's not the end of it. you then need to do the follow-up. You need to show up with those free samples, and then you need to do the follow-up phone calls, because until they say no, it's a yes. They're just been meaning to get back to you and they forget or been too busy. Okay, so the power is in the follow-up, and that includes cake orders and inquiries. If you get a lot of cake, not even a lot, even some, any number of cake inquiries that you get, you're letting them like fall to the wayside by not following up on them to know if it's a no or a yes. Because my motto is, unless it's a no, presume it's a yes. Until they've told you no, assume it's a yes, because more likely it is. They've been too busy to get back to you. All right, and you're not annoying them. Most people thank me, going, thank you so much for following up. It can be up to 20 times that I follow up in a non-salesy way, like in a non-spammy, non-annoying way. Like the first follow-up will be, an email. The second will be a phone call, but they didn't pick up. I might send them a text message a couple of days later. I might send them a Facebook message. It might be then another email. Like, it's a combination that you're just trying to help them to let you know whether it's a no or a yes, because until it's a no, presume it's a yes. All right. Leanne saying, I've heard quite a few cakers say that it hasn't been worthwhile advertising with local buy-sell freebie Facebook pages, mainly because they attract people who want cheap cakes and they're not prepared to pay what custom cakers are worth, especially in low socio areas. What's my view? It's a good question. I did a lot of local buy-sell, I used to call them buy-sell notice boards, back especially when I started. I would say try it. You're not going to know till you try it. Essentially, yes, everyone has a view, and some people might say, really not worthwhile, but you're never going to know for yourself, for your cake business in your area, in that group, until you try it, and try it a couple of times. Okay, because everyone has their own experience and view and opinion, but you need to form your own. That's what I'd highly, highly recommend. And again, you can be doing it in a non-salesy way. Yes, if you have, a Facebook promo or promotion that you're doing, share. And then it could be weekly, just sharing your latest creation. Because obviously, if you say, hey, created this for a client this week, and it was a custom design and whatever, the obvious assumption is you sell cakes. Okay, so you don't need to say I sell cakes, just say I created this cake, wanted to share. And so that's non-salesy and non-annoying. So I recommend once a week, not overly much more. But in regards to what they're willing to pay and things like that, they don't value custom cakes. I firmly believe that it is our job as cake decorators to teach our customers the value of cakes. They're not just going to know it because we want them to know it. So what I mean by that is, somebody sends a picture of a two-tiered fondant masterpiece, say, hey, can I get this for $50? Okay, no, really sorry, that's a $300 cake, but I can sell you a box of cupcakes for that price. They're like, oh, well, what about $100? Well, $100 or $150, you can get a very basic one-tiered 8-inch round cake covered in fondant, things like that. So it's our job to teach them realistically what their budget will and will not pay. I don't sell my cakes below cost. Essentially, we are in business to make money. It's our job to educate a customer and to give them an option for their budget. So I'm quite happy to sell a box of cupcakes for $50 or $40. I'm not going to sell them that two-tiered fondant masterpiece for less than it's worth, being $300. And usually when somebody gets an inquiry, like puts in an inquiry for me, I give them 3 options and 3 different budget ranges or price ranges that best suits their needs, and they're just and I send them example pictures of what that is. So obviously the cupcake option, then a buttercream cake, a basic fondant cake, or the more extravagant fondant cake. I give them 3, maybe 4 options, usually 3. People don't like it to get overwhelmed. And then I do the follow-up. I keep following up until they say no. If they find it cheaper elsewhere, that's awesome. High five to them. That's completely their choice. But in the meantime, you've done really good customer service. You've not over-delivered on your product. You're not losing money in your business. Please, for the love of God, don't lose money in your business. Yeah, it's all about educating them. It's just like if we go to an artist, somebody who does painting on a canvas, and we go, hey, can we get a blue thing for, you know, $200? He'd be like, no, that's $2,000, but you can have a, you know, small reprint for $200. Like, we don't understand what goes into somebody else's masterpiece. It's their job to help us, really. All right. Maria says, Rebecca, do you think it's worth approaching photographers, florists, reception centres? Would I need to offer them something in return? Ooh, good question. Okay, yes, absolutely worthwhile. Photographers and cakers, for example, are really beautiful match made in heaven. That smash cakes, for example, are quite popular. You can work at a smash cake deal together, right? So if they get a smash cake booking, that they automatically get that cake from you at whatever price that you know work out together. If you get an inquiry for smash cake, you have a photographer that you recommend. That can work both ways. And then florists, that they give out your business cards or recommend you as their favorite, or reception centers. Yeah, absolutely. There's, I suppose, two ways that you can look at it. Yes, you can give them business cards and hope that they give them out and recommend you. But what I find is there's no, what's the word, like value in the exchange. If you offer them a commission, for example, they get 10% commission on somebody ordering a cake through you. Are they more likely to recommend you? Are they more likely to pass your details on? I would suggest yes, because they're attached to the outcome, because there's a dollar value exchange attached to it. We all know if there's money at the end of an action, we're more likely to recommend it, more likely to suggest it, more likely to follow through. And that's where a greater business relationship would work out, essentially. Other ideas other than commission, because I'm not a fan of discounting, right? So giving a florist saying, hey, any customer you send to me, they get a 10% discount. One, you're earning less money, and the florist isn't earning any money, and so they're not necessarily still likely to, you know, recommend you. But if you say, hey, with every order that I get, you get a free box of cupcakes, for example, are they more likely to recommend you? Or that you give them free vouchers so they can use for their own birthday parties, something like that. Okay. So yes, I'd offer them something in return, and I'd do a bit of brainstorming on what they would want. Okay. Remember, everyone's mindset at the end of the day is what's in it for me. So if you think about them and go, okay, what are they thinking? What's in it for them? All right. Thank you for pinning that. Crystal's pinned in our Facebook group, on Angel Foods Facebook page, one of my videos on educating customers why custom cakes cost so much. Actually, recorded that just about 2 weeks ago. Thank you for that, Crystal. So yeah, if you want a video on how to explain to customers what costs so much, head over to the Facebook page, Angel Foods. All right, most welcome, Leanne. All right, that I think is the end. Sorry, I was very close to the camera. I was looking at the chat box, and I'm getting croakier. Hey, but that was a good session. Thank you for everyone for being here. How to round off. Life is like a box of chocolates. No, sorry, that was a bit corny. All right, we have a free Facebook group called Cake Business School. If you're not a member, please come over and join. We'll approve you straight away, whether it's myself or Crystal. She's my fairy cupcake helper. That's what I've nicknamed her, because that's just fun. And the other admin is actually Nicole Gray. So come on over to that group. There's actually a link below this video. Yes, there is. Free Cake Business School Facebook group. Come on over. All right, we do these live video trainings every week. Sometimes they're more structured. Today I did a bit on the fly, but we ended up doing Facebook advertising, and I've been wanting to do that for ages, so yay to that. But if you have a topic that you want me to talk about or train or teach you about, please let me know. You can email me, rebecca@angelfoods.net. You can pop it in that free Facebook group. You can Facebook message me. I'm pretty easygoing, to be honest. So I do these well, it's my Monday night. Don't know where you are in the world, but my Monday night in Brisbane at 8 o'clock, so Australian Eastern Standard Time. What else? Oh, doozy. It's been a big day. It's been a big week. I've actually got to go to court tomorrow for custody stuff, so wish me luck. Very tired, not well. Anyway, that's all right. Life likes to throw you curveballs, but tonight was really fun. So thank you for being here. That did poke me up. I do like talking a lot. All right, and the recording for this is live or available for 24 hours, and after that, the recording's only available in Cake Business School. So if you want to access that, so like I said, the Facebook advertising training. All right, I think that's everything. Thank you everyone for being here. I really, really, really appreciate it. See you.